Hello and welcome to the official NoN-eSports YouTube channel. I am Cadoink, and today we have spawning in the bottom right of Entombed Valley our NoN-eSports hero. He is Hopeless, and up in the top right the purple Protoss player Neino. Not quite sure how to say that, but very excited to be casting this game. This was sent to me by Hopeless. He said this is from the SE2 Improve Weekly, which is a StarCraft tournament that happens weekly, I believe, over in Europe. Very, very exciting. Hopeless told me that there were 4 NoN-eSports players, him included, that were playing in this tournament, and Non-Hulk actually made it to the finals, where he faced off against Neino. Unfortunately, he lost, but regardless, it's very, very exciting that a NoN-eSports player was able to make it to the finals, and hopefully next time we will win. So, very exciting to be casting this game. I think it'll be a good one, and this is of course Hopeless, our Terran player. I've casted a game by him before. Very, very good Master League player, and excited to be seeing what he's going to be doing on this map. Looks like, you know, the usual thing, walling off, getting up his barracks, but will he go for 15 gas expand? Will he go for expand? Is he going to go for a 3 racks? Or a Hellion drop or something like that? There's all sorts of things you can go. And what is Neino going to do? Guess we'll just have to try, Neino says. Not quite sure what that means. Looks like he's getting up his assimilator at the usual time. I suspect he'll be going for something like 1 gate expands. It's been kind of very, very common in TvP lately. But we'll have to see. Looks like Hopeless getting up his depot and moving his SCV down to do some scouting. Looks like each of them going to be scouting across map, but nope. They are actually right on top of each other. I think that's close ground. Not exactly sure. Oh no, it looks like Hopeless is going to be going for that spot, so he'll be getting a little bit of scouting information off first. It's not going to see too much. Pretty much the usual thing that you would see going into a Protoss player's base. And Hopeless getting up his orbital command. We haven't seen what he's going to do. It's very much going to be command center. 1 racks into command center. And I think he's going to even put it on the low ground. Yes, indeed. He's moving his SCV down. It's pretty standard and safe to do this on this map, or basically any map. One thing that you want to do is you want to be getting up a bunker. It's pretty usual because a lot of 4 gates and stuff can basically just come up and shut this down. And it's, you know, very tragic to lose this. Some SCVs, some Marines here to deny this probe. I don't think the probe even saw the orbital commands. Nope, did not see it, so Neino has no idea. These 2 SCVs could be sitting here just as a ploy to make him think that it's a command center, and there really could be 2 gases and Hellion player, Banshee player, anything like that. So very cool, denying that scout. The bunker is indeed going down, just like I was saying before. This is going to prevent any kind of early harassment, and it looks as though Hopeless is going to be going for that 1 gate expand. So both players kind of doing similar economic builds. It looks like Neino wants to be putting on a little bit of pressure as he moves a Zealot and a Stalker across the map. And actually a Zealot and a Stalker can do a lot of damage to Marines, but with this bunker here, it's not going to do anything. So Zealot going to move right up. Actually going to wait for the Stalker and then going to move right up. It's going to see this bunker and basically have to turn around. And nice! Hopeless moving his Marines forward to try to pick off that Zealot. He does get the Zealot. Stalker will of course be able to run away, but just a nice little move right there from Hopeless picking off that Zealot. Neino's going to be kind of upset about that. You don't want to lose that first Zealot. It's not a game-changing thing, but at the same time, it'll just kind of irk you in different ways and put you a little bit behind in the first engagement, of course, behind 1 Zealot. And the usual thing from Hopeless, he's getting up his double refinery and then the tech lab. We'll see if he goes for that stem or if he decides to get combat shields up. If he goes for stem, might be doing a little bit of an aggression, but we'll have to see. Next is still not finished. Going to finish here in a few seconds. 2 more gateways, so usual, and the second assimilator. So we'll be seeing a robo. There it is, being placed down, and I imagine Neino's going to be going into the usual Colossus type deal. So I actually just casted last week's game, which was Forsaken against Barcode Guy, and this is basically the exact same game so far. The only difference is Hopeless went for that orbital command on the low ground, and then got a bunker. But here we have the first big deviation. He's getting his factory, he's getting stim per usual, but he's also getting a second tech lab on his barracks. So I think he's going to be going for a more marauder heavy play, and he's most likely going to be putting on some very early aggression. Usually you just continue to build marines so that you can tech up and get an engineering bay and spin that gas. But if you decide to get a tech lab and you're going to be going for double marauder, your money's going to be a lot lower and your gas is going to be a lot lower. Yeah, and we have a reactor on this barracks, so I definitely think he's going to be doing some heavy 3 racks aggression. Probably going to be putting down the starport and the reactor on this as per usual, but he's definitely not going to have the tech. I don't think he's going to be able to afford +1, but I could be wrong. This will be very interesting. If he can afford +1 as well as 2 medevacs and double marauders and double marines, I'm definitely going to be copying this build. So yeah, he's getting up his engineering bay. He did get his gas here. And yeah, this is very intriguing to me because I feel like I'm always a little bit starved for gas, but of course I'm not at the caliber of Hopeless, so we'll have to see. But he is going to be doing that early aggression I was talking about. He's moving across the map. I love this observer here as well as this pylon here to scout for anything there. We have this probe moving around to plant pylons, so basically just a whole bunch of vision from Neino. Great play. And yeah, we have one medevac coming out. Can't quite get that second one yet. There's the second one. Yeah, I knew this was a little bit tight for gas. Wouldn't be surprised to see him get the second one here pretty soon. And he's going to be doing some very heavy aggression with these Marines and Marauders. I imagine he's just going to stem forward, try to pick off as many of these sentries as he can. The one thing he does not want to do is get force-fielded, so the second this army gets force-fielded, it can get picked off very quickly. And then the other thing is this Colossi is just about to pop out for Neino. Fortunately, he will not yet have Thermal Lance, but still, Colossi doing tons and tons of damage to Marines. So Hopeless knows that. He's going to be pulling back, waiting for these medevacs, just trying to punish his opponent as if he did not build sentries. If there had been no sentries in that army, Hopeless would have just stemmed forward and just killed his entire army. So I like that little bit of pressure, just checking your Protoss opponent, make sure he's not cutting any corners or anything like that. So Hopeless is going to be moving forward now that he has these medevacs because he can do some nice pickup micro if he needs to. This factory acting as a scout, which is so nice. Also can take some of the hits from the stalkers as well in an engagement. So it looks like Hopeless kind of feigning aggression. Is he going to commit or not? That is the real question I have. Not quite sure yet. He's streaming up units towards his army, so I suspect he might go for a push here. He's not building any more. Oh, he is building some Vikings, and he built a second starport. So I love this, but very gas heavy. Two starports, one with reactor, and then 2 barracks with tech lab. Looks like he's not going to be going for any kind of third. I think this is somewhat of a, not really a 2-base all-in, but he basically wants to win the game on 2-base. He's getting up his 2 more barracks as well as the starport, so really does not have the money to take any kind of expansion or anything. Not even taking that 4th gas yet, just continuing to try to pump out units. And I think he's going to wait for these 2 more Vikings, and then I'd imagine he'd push. 4 Vikings are going to be very effective against 2 Colossi, especially if he gets in at some good angles, some good engagements. There are also a ton of Marauders. This early double tech lab barracks that he had allowed for this high number of Marauders. And so Marauders are very good against Colossi, actually. The one thing is that there are a lot of Zealots in this army, and he does have combat shield as well as concussive shell. So he's basically got his upgrades ready to go. I think he's going to wait for +2 now that I think about it, as well as these Vikings. Might come down here and clear this area out, but I don't foresee him actually going for a third in this game. And more Vikings coming out in the way for Hopeless. Some Zealots being warped in to try to do some harassments, but fortunately Hopeless has his army down here, and I don't think that this kind of aggression will do anything. So yeah, basically we're just sitting here waiting for +2 armor or +1 armor to finish, and once +1 armor finishes, +1 armor, getting tongue-tied here. Once +1 armor finishes, he will be moving forward and he will be attacking the Protoss army. Yeah. It looks like he's doing a scan. Zealot leg's not quite finished yet. +2 armor and attack are on its way. So really there's a window of opportunity when Hopeless really needs to make his aggression. If he does not kill the Protoss army in time, +2 will finish and the game will be over because Neino will have a much stronger army and he will have a third base as well. But I don't think Neino will be able to hold this if it comes at the right time, because there are a good amount of Vikings against 4 Colossi. I think that'll take him out. Even SCV is being pulled here, so this is definitely excuse me, a 2-base all-in. Excuse me. Looks like the engagement is about to happen here. Could be the last one of the game. Zealots moving forward, the Vikings moving forward to try to pick off the Colossi. And it looks like Hopeless is in a very strong position here. The Colossi going down very quickly, and an incredible concave from Hopeless. Some nice little stutter stepping going on to make sure that the Zealots do not close, but most of the Zealots actually stuck behind the Zealots and Sentries, and the army of Neino is going to go down. Landed Vikings picking off the rest of the Stalkers, and Hopeless has this game in the bag. He's just going to be moving forward and killing this natural, and then I suspect moving up into the main, we're going to see GG any second now from Hopeless. Stutter stepping going on as well to pick off the rest of these Zealots, and there is nothing left. Neino leaves the game without even GGing. Wow, an incredible game from Hopeless. Just a great two-base aggression, so much pressure, and just fantastic engagement. That concave was incredible and allowed him to kill those Colossi as quickly as possible, as well as the rest of the Protoss army. So great game, Hopeless. Hope to see more of your SE2 Improve weekly games. Please send them to me. I'd love to cast them. And yeah, so that's about it for now. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel, comment and like the video. That helps a lot. Also check out the NoN-eSports website. And finally, you can check out my own personal YouTube channel. All those links will be in the bottom description bar. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next week.